guys, it's Ariel here from Fix My Books, and today we're going to talk about the undeposited funds in QuickBooks Online. So what is undeposited funds? So undeposited funds is actually a temporary holding account for, let's say, when you receive a check, but you haven't deposited the check yet, but you've actually received the check, if that makes sense. So most of the time we don't use this anymore because we're in 2025 now basically, and people pay via credit card or e-transfer or electronic fund transfer. So undeposited funds is really only useful if you're being paid via checks. That's really the only time this account will apply, because again, it's like a temporary holding account where you hold the funds before you deposit them. So I'll show you how this looks like and how to use it. So if you go to an invoice, so let's go to the invoices. So you received the payment, you received the check, okay, the payment for this, but you're not going to go to the bank till next week. So you're going to deposit this into undeposited funds. Why will you do that? First of all, if you don't receive the payment for this invoice, then if invoice reminders are turned on, it's going to keep sending reminders to your client saying like, hey, you haven't paid this invoice, when they've already paid the invoice. So this is why you use this account, so there's no confusion, because what happens sometimes is the client will receive a reminder saying, hey, you got to pay this invoice, and then they already issued the check, but the check, obviously you haven't deposited it yet, so it hasn't cleared their account yet. So they're gonna issue another check, so then they double the payment to you because you did not receive the payment for the invoice in QuickBooks. So that's why you need to use the account undeposited funds. So we're going to receive this payment, but we're not going to deposit the check until we go to the bank next week. So we're going to deposit to undeposited funds. Okay, so we're going to click save and close. Now, let's say we went to the bank this morning and we are recording all the checks that we deposited. So we're going to click new, bank deposit. Everything in bank deposit is the undeposited funds. So you can see this was the payment that we received from last week, and then you can see that there are other checks in here. So if there are 10 checks that you deposited in the bank, then 10 checks should come up here. So I'm just showing you how this looks like. So you made a bank deposit worth, wow, $677,000 this morning, and you're depositing it to your RBC checking account. Okay, and then instead of this, make sure the currency is correct. So if it's a different currency, you see that it's not gonna show up. So make sure the currency is correct so it shows up, and then you can click the two and you deposited it to the bank account, and then change the day that you deposited it in. So today, let's say you received the checks on December 20, but you deposited it on December 27, and then you're gonna click save and close. Oh, one foreign currency. Oh, sorry, this account is in GBP, so I can only use the checking account. So save and close, and see how that works. So that's it. That's how you use undeposited funds in QuickBooks Online.